Welcome back to Amateur Hour. We are live from the Memorial Union Lanes and Games for the Intramural Bowling Championships in partnership with Dixon Recreation. We have a great lineup tonight of passionate bowlers battling for the prestigious title of the 2021 Oregon State Intramural Bowling Champions. Both teams have played tremendous games to get to this point. This season was filled with great wins and losses as friends have come together to play the sport that they love. And after returning home from Thanksgiving break, these bowlers are craving turkey more than ever. Now, let's learn a bit more about our competing teams today. Up first, we have Fiji A, a team of passionate intramural bowlers looking to have a great time while staying strategic to take home that championship title.
I'm really excited. I love bowling with all my friends, and it's always great to win. Well, it's just a fun way to relax, and we always play I Am Bowling, and it's a good way to just hang out and have some fun. I think we want to bowl fast, bowl hard, and bowl accurately, and I think we can win this.
Competing for the win is Off the Clock, a group of enthusiastic friends who reigned successful over their share of upsets throughout the season.
I know we're just out here have a good time, so just making it as far as pretty fun, yeah. I know, I feel that's what IAMS is about, getting out there and competing, so it's really fun. Obviously in the finals is exciting. We just want a shirt. Yeah, that's kind of what we're here for, so yeah, I mean hopefully we get it, so that'd be pretty cool.
These teams are excited to roll. Let's see which team will knock down the pins and secure the win.
he had a good spin. It was just a little too far to the right, I think.
Taryn winding up. He's got to throw. Ooh, just barely missing pin 10 on the right-hand side there.
Here comes Camden, thinking about his throw.
All right.
There's a strike from Camden.
Just to the right of pin 1. Camden give it enough firepower to knock it down for a strike. All right. Looks like Alden's ready to play here. He's stepping up to the lane. Throwing down there with a left-hand curve there, leaving just pin 2 and pin 7. Haley's getting ready. She's gonna release right down the middle to the left-hand side of pin 1. She kind of left a bunch there on the right-hand side of the pins. Probably got about 4 pins there.
Here comes Alden, spinning again to try and hit these last 2 pins.
Ooh.
Not quite connect.
Just barely missing on pin 2 there. All right, Haley's returning for her second attempt, knocking down the bunch, finishing off with the spare.
Haley is one of the most consistent spare hitters in this game so far.
We got Sam stepping up here, releasing pretty straight down the middle, connecting on the center of pin 1, leaving 6 and pin 10 down there.
2 on the right.
Got Sam setting up, releasing, spin. Dead center on pin 1, leaving pin 9 down there. All right, Sam just tried to finish off the rest of the pins there. He missed pin 6 and 10. That's all right.
Parker could be, he loves to spin it all the way to the edge, and usually makes its way back to the middle by the time it hits the pins.
Parker releasing, just barely hitting the gutter on that spin.
He flew a little too close to the sun there, maybe.
Too close to the sun. All right, we got Keenan throwing, releasing just to the right of pin 1, hitting a strike, another strike. Cole throwing down there, leaving 3 pins on more on the right-hand side of the lane. We got Taryn stepping up.
Taryn's at a score of 51 for this game, and we're only on the 6th frame. Certainly more than I could do.
Winding up, hitting pin 1 just to the right, leaving a few pins down there. We got Cole finishing off the bunch with the spare, sitting at 41 points right now. Taryn stepping up to finish his last attempt here. Let's see if we can connect with these 2 pins. Releasing. Got a nice spin on the right-hand side of the lane, but just not enough. Just barely missing those last 2 pins.
There's Camden again.
Camden got a nice approach there, leaving pin 9. He's sitting...
He's closed the gap decent amount from off the clock. Is still in the lead by 27 points. We're at a score of 301 from Fiji to 328 on off the clock here.
Camden lining up the throw, hitting just to the right side of the pin stack, just nipping 10 and a few other pins down there. All right, Camden straight on for spare. All right, we're at the top of the 7th round here. Alden releasing. He's sitting at 83 right now, leaving just 1 pin. Looks to be pin 6 down there. Haley throwing straight down the middle. Ooh, leaving pin 4 and 7. She's sitting at a comfortable 92 right now. Her and Alden are tied currently.
Here comes Parker.
Ooh,
There's a strike. That is Parker's 4th strike this game.
Parker is
He
doing
is
pretty good.
sitting at 84 points.
Haley finishing off her last throw. finishing with the spare. All right, Sam's up to bat, throwing the ball, hitting, leaving a decent amount down there. We got Cole giving it a nice spin, connecting on the left-hand side of pin 1, leaving pin 6 and pin 10. Cole is sitting at a 59 right now.
Sam, and that's a spare from Sam.
Nice.
You know, really that's what bowling's all about. It's about redemption. If you miss the first one, you get a second throw. And
Definitely.
as we've seen from Sam, he can really bring it back.
All right, Cole throwing down there, just missing the 2 pins to the right, sitting at 59 right now. Keenan winding up here with a nice spin on the right-hand side, connecting with
And
pin
that's
1
a strike.
for a strike.
That is, Kenan is sitting at 105 with 2 strikes in a row so far. So we'll see what his score is at after this game. His team off the clock is leading by 38 points right now on the 7th frame. So we still have some time. The game is by no means set right now. Here's Taryn up to the plate.
Taryn coming through. His awesome spin there.
Leaves a nice little split there. But if anyone can hit it, this man with his spins, I think he can do it.
Camden's up. Setting up, getting ready there. Releasing right down the middle, connecting with pin 1 on the right-hand side there, leaving pin 4 and 7. Taryn coming through with a very fast throw, knocking out 2 of the 3 pins on the split there.
Does not quite get the spare. You know, Taryn and Camden really have really opposite throwing styles.
They do,
It's
absolutely.
interesting seeing them next to each other. Camden likes to be very understated, it seems, with his throws.
Yeah, Camden setting up,
Just lets it go, lets it roll.
just let it be.
But
Nice,
you know what?
hitting those last 2 pins.
It connects. Sometimes you don't need a fast throw as long as it gets where it's trying to go.
Absolutely, Alden throwing here. Connecting on the right-hand side of pin 1, leaving just pin 4 and 7 on the left-hand side of the lane here. Haley is getting up. Haley and Alden are currently sitting at a 92 right now.
We're at a 21-point difference in this game. Off the clock is still in the lead here, but VGA still has a chance to catch up.
Alden setting up the throw, releases, ooh, hugging the gutter on the left-hand side, finishing off the spare.
And he knew what he was doing with that spin. It hit right where he wanted it.
Absolutely, Haley just threw, leaving a few pins up there on the left-hand side predominantly.
As you can see, there's still plenty of other people bowling here that are not part of the tournament, because it's just fun to go bowling sometimes.
Absolutely, just gotta let loose with your friends on a Monday night.
On a Monday night.
On a Monday.
All right, here comes Parker, eyeing up the lane.
Giving it a nice comfortable spin, connecting with pin 1 on the right-hand side, leaving just pin 8 in the back there. Sam is setting up shop here. Parker is gonna finish out this with the 2nd attempt.
Try and get this spare here. Here comes Sam.
Sam
A nice hard
releasing,
throw.
gutter ball on the right-hand side.
Shaking his hand. Maybe his fingers slipped there.
Parker throwing down there with a really harsh spin,
And he
connecting with pin 7 on the left-hand side. Sam throwing again, attempting.
Yeah, Sam is he's scrunching his hand. It seems like he might be getting a little sore there. Bowling, you know,
Yeah.
it's no joke. We're in
Yeah, definitely. You know, sometimes I go out bowling and my wrist hurts a lot of the time. They're
Yeah.
heavy.
nice spin there from
Cole
Cole.
throwing up, hitting a few pins on the left-hand side there.
Here comes Kenan. Can he get the turkey?
Can he get the turkey?
Yes, he can. 3 strikes in a row from Kenan. If this was baseball, he would be out of there.
Nice.
And he is sitting at a score of 105 here.
Cannon
But the
is
game
doing
is still
good.
incredibly close.
Cole getting up, throwing with a nice spin on there. Ooh, leaving a split with pin 8 and 10. Taryn winding up throwing.
That is a nice strike. The people
Nice,
are clapping
juicy
here.
strike. All right. Camden setting up, throw. Building energy with a nice release.
Well, he's
Connecting with pins 9 and 10 down there.
rubbing his eyes. You know, bowling really, as much as it's a physical game, it's also a mental one. And when you start, you know, losing your edge, it can be really demoralizing. And I think that's part of the game that these players are also really strong at, is not letting it affect you too much.
Definitely. Well, they're all just out here to have a good time, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we got Camden throwing. Connecting in the dead center of pin 1. Just leaving pin 4 and 7 down there.
All right, we're coming into the 9th frame, so it's really, we're getting close to closing out this game.
Alden setting up. Releasing with a nice spin on the left-hand side. Connecting with pin 1, leaving just pin 10 down there.
Yeah. Alden is sitting at 111 right now. Second highest on his team, and the PGA is only 18 points behind off the clock here.
Haley setting up, releasing.
Little bounce on that throw.
Connecting,
Ooh,
dead center. Strike.
Nice spin there from Alden.
Alden connecting with pin 10.
Nails the spare.
Sam is setting up here. He's sitting at a comfortable 83. Releasing.
Hard throw from Sam.
Connecting with pin 1 and pin 3 on the right-hand side there. Just leaving a decent bunch on the left.
Ready to do a two-handed spin here.
Connecting with pin 1 just on the left-hand side. Parker gets a strike.
Another strike from Parker. I believe that is his 4th.
Sam just finished his attempt there, leaving just 2 pins.
Oh, we have a ball that is stuck in the gutter here. Haley's going out to get it as Cole gets ready to throw.
Looks like we have an interference. All right, Cole's throwing down there. Ooh, hitting all of them except for pin 2 and pin 8. That's kind of an odd one there, but all right.
Haley's dodged across the rest of the lanes to bring that ball back. You know, even though it's a tournament, sometimes things still go wrong. And here comes Cole trying to get this spare. More spin on it. Will it hit? Yes, it
does.
will. Yeah, sometimes it's about knowing when to use the spin, not just how to do it.
Absolutely. Keenan throwing there, leaving just pin 10.
Keenan is at 164 after that turkey earlier.
Keenan is leading the shot here. Camden setting up. Connecting on the left-hand side of pin 1. Oh, just barely leaving pin 10 there.
That's the worst feeling, watching it wobble like that. You know,
I swear he was going to get that. Yeah, that was really close.
it's like the pin is teasing you.
Yeah.
That was Camden, or
Kennan connecting with pin 10 there. Finishing off the set with the spare. Camden's coming on here.
One pin to hit.
Pin 10 there. He's got to hit it on the right-hand side of the lane. Ooh, is he going to do it? Just barely missing.
A little bit of spin on the wrong direction there.
Terrence setting up. Goes to release. Connecting on the right-hand side of pin 1 for a strike.
He's high-fiving his team here. They are happy. They are looking very pretty in this game.
Sharing the love.
Yeah.
All right.
And off the clock is up to 508 as their total score among all their players. PGA is at 463.
With round 10, Alden sets up, releases, nailing pin 1 in the middle, leaving just pin 4 and 7. Haley going, releases, connecting with a few pins on the right and knocking a few on the left there.
Little off center on that throw. Might have lost her balance. And here comes Alden.
Alden setting up. Scott in 4 and 7 there to hit.
Oh,
Just escaping the gutter to hit pin 4 on the right-hand side and knocking pin 7 as well.
Alden is living life on the edge with these spins, and there's Haley with a spare.
Nice. All right.
So each of
get one more attempt here. Let's see if they can hit a strike. That will maximize the amount of points they can get here. Alden sitting at 129 and Haley 135.
comes Alden.
Alden throwing, connecting on pin 1 for a strike. Strong finish there. Haley throwing, connecting on the right-hand side, leaving a few pins up there.
And that will be the end of Haley's game.
Strong
Alden's going to have another throw once these pins are... All right, and now we're ready for Sam and Parker. Two fast throwers here.
Sam throwing, connecting with just pin 10 down there. Parker's getting ready, building up the energy here. Approaching, releasing, connecting, center of pin 1. Sam just threw. He kind of connected there on pin 2, leaving a few of them.
And that is going to be the end for Sam. Here goes Parker trying to get the spare.
If he gets the spare, he'll be in line to get a strike. Ooh, nailing the spare. Let's see if he can get a strike here.
And now Parker is using not the same ball every time, which is, you know, some people have different preferences for trying to accomplish different throws, I think.
Absolutely. Keenan sets up the throw, throws, and connects on the right-hand side of pin 1, leaving pin 10.
Really a strike there. Kenan is at a score of 203. Parker's at 144 here on the last frame.
Parker sets up, releases, and just connects with pin 4, 7, and 8 down there.
Parker also really likes these spins here, but sometimes the spin doesn't do what you want.
Keenan coming up to finish, and it's good. He connects there.
And that is
getting a spare, giving him one more shot at a strike. He's sitting at 203 already. Still pretty good.
And off the clock is up by 46 points here. Seeming like it might be their game, but you never know with bowling.
Cole,
and there's Cole.
Connecting on the right-hand side of pin 1 there, leaving just pin 10. Keenan sets up. Let's see if he gets a strike. Throws. Connects on the right-hand side of pin 1. Gets the strike. All right. All right, Cole.
There's Cole. Nice spin on that one.
Oh, just barely gonna miss. A little
too much spin. There we get top of Terran's head there for a second as he's wiping off his balls, wiping off his shoe. Getting ready to throw here.
Terran sets up.
And that is almost a strike there. All right, and we're here with Camden and Terran, the two last players of this game. Each of them have one pin left to hit.
Terran building energy. Releasing. Can he hit pin 9? He can.
And that's a spare. At this point, it's just for pride.
Camden throwing straight.
Important.
Connecting on the right-hand side of pin 10 there, knocking it pretty good.
And each of them make the spare.
All right.
So we'll have one more throw from each team here. With scores of 599 and 542. That is incredible.
Nice. Terran throwing. Connecting on the right-hand side of pin 1, leaving just pin 7 barely wobbling there. Camden setting up. Can he do the same? Straight on the right-hand side of pin 1, leaving just pin 6.
Just the one pin left.
All right.
And that is the end of this first game of bowling. The teams are congratulating each other, talking to each other.
Off the clock, leading with a 57-point lead.
Yeah, and off the clock comes in at 6:08 as their total score, with Kenan as the team leader in score with 223. Kenan got 3 strikes in the row
That was
as
an
well as
impressive round for Kenan.
yes, it really was.
Wow, I
As well as that strike at the end there.
couldn't bowl half as good as that.
I couldn't bowl a quarter as good as that. And as and welcome back from the break. Here, starting out the second game between Off the Clock and PGA. Off the Clock won that first game by about 50 points, so PGA is going to be a little under the gun here to catch up and keep themselves in the running.
Just got through Haley and Alden there. We're setting up with Sam and Parker. Parker to Sam throwing, connecting with pin 7 and 4 down there, leaving a few of them. Parker set. Sam throwing. Throwing in the same spot as before, not connecting with the rest of the pins. Parker getting ready.
He spins it the other way this time.
Hitting pin 10. All right, Keenan setting up. Goes to release. Connects with pin 2 there. Leaves a few up.
Here comes Cole. He's taken off his flannel, I believe.
He's getting into it.
Warm up in here.
Goes to throw.
Nice spin there. A little too much spin. Misses the first spin.
Keenan throws.
It's Kenan
Connecting for his spare.
starting off strong with a spare. And you can see with these players, they, you know, spares do not phase them. That is just like standard part
Full
of the
setting up.
course.
Connecting on the right side of pin 3 there. Finishing off the set with the spare.
Spare for Cole. Here comes Taryn.
Taryn getting ready. Building his motivation here.
You can see his MU staff t-shirt. He actually also works here at the bowling alley.
Going up, releasing, connecting on the right side of pin 1 for strike.
That is a strike for Taryn.
Camden's getting ready here. Focusing, releasing, connecting on the right side of pin 1. Leaving pin 5 and pin 7 down there.
We're off to a little bit more of a softer start than that first game. In the first game, we had a lot of strikes and spares right off the bat. Here it's a little slower. People might be a little tired, but everyone gets a second wind eventually.
Yeah. Camden's getting ready here.
He's gonna need to knock one of these pins into the other one or spin it.
He's gonna release. Just barely missing. Pin
Not quite there.
5 down there.
And he is looking a little disappointed, but there's a lot of game left.
A lot of game. We're resetting at the top of 2 now. Alden's getting ready.
And we're a close game at 34 to 37 with Fiji A leading by 3 points.
Alden going up to throw. Connecting on the right side of pin 1 for a strike.
That is a strike for Alden. Here comes Haley.
Haley releases. Connecting for a strike as well.
And Haley answers.
Alden's sitting at a nice 20 and Haley 19.
You know, these because they stayed in the same order, this matchup has really turned into a bunch of 1v1s in a way.
It really has, yeah.
And Sam is a little off kilter there as Parker steps up.
Sam getting back into it with a second ball. Oh, connecting with the right-hand side of the gutter, hitting pin 10.
Just not seeming to find these angles here.
Parker sets up, releases, gives it a nice spin on the right-hand side, connecting on pin 1, leaving 2 pins.
And that's a decent split for Parker, but if he can spin it right, he can maybe he can land it.
Absolutely. Keenan goes. Next on the right side of pin 1, leaving pin 10.
And we've seen Kenan hit these spares before. It's Parker.
Parker releasing. Starting on the left-hand side, giving it a really nice left-hand spin, finishing in the right. That was very interesting.
And that is exactly what he needed to do right there. Just hit that spin so it'll mow through all the pins in,
Absolutely.
in a nice arc.
Kenan goes, releases. Dead on pin 10.
There's another spare for Kenan. Kenan, when you have one of these pins in the very back, like 7 or 10, they tend to start all the way at the other side and throw it almost diagonally.
I think with that spin, it really helps center it.
Yeah.
Cole throwing, knocking pin 4, 7, and 8, it seems.
Here comes Taryn.
sets up, releases. Connecting on center of pin 1.
Another strike
for
for
a
Terran.
strike. He's had a strong start this time.
Terran has yet to miss in this game.
Cole sets up.
And off the clock is now coming
Releases.
to the lead with 84.
Connecting on the right-hand side there, finishing off with the spare. Camden's up.
PGA is not wanting to give off the clock any wiggle room here. They are keeping up.
Solid. Camden sets up, releases.
A straight shot.
Just barely missing pin 1, connecting on pin 3 there. Even a few up. Alden hitting on the right-hand side of pin 1.
And Alden opts not to put his fingers in the actual holes. He rather curls it in his arm to get that nice spin going there, as we've seen him do time and time again.
Camden throwing, releasing, leaving just pin 9 down there.
Here's Alden trying to hit the spare.
Can he do it? He did a nice clean spin, just barely getting into the gutter.
Those spin shots, it's always
They're
always a
tricky.
gamble.
Tricky.
But a lot of the time, it's been paying off for a lot of these players. Alden, Parker, Kenan. A lot of these, most of the time when they go for the spin, it works.
It's a really
That's
strong strategy.
Yeah.
Haley throwing. Connecting on the right-hand side of pin 1, leaving just pin 7.
Haley showing that there's nothing wrong with a good old, just linear right down the lane. And she's, can totally keep up with all these spinning folks.
Parker sets up, throws, gives it a nice center spin there, just to the left, connecting on the right-hand side of pin 1 for a strike. Haley throws. Let's see if she can connect. She can. Finishes with a spare.
And we just saw Parker do the classic throw that he's been doing, and it has been working.
Stick with what you know.
Yeah.
Sam and Cole set up here. Sam goes, releases. Connects on the right-hand side of pin 1. Cole analyzing the lane. Goes through, gives it a nice right-hand spin, connecting, leaving just a few pins down there.
Here comes Sam trying to hit the spare.
A little too much to the right there. No worries.
The game is still pretty close. VGA has a 28-point lead over off the clock with 141.
Cole sets up and throws. Too much spin and landing it on the left-hand side of the lane. Opposite where he needs to go.
Here comes Kenan, and watch what his wrist does when he throws it here. He goes all the way back, twists it, and that's how he gets the spin there.
Clean spin,
Flick of the
connecting on
wrist.
the right-hand side of pin 1 for a strike. Camden sets up.
Nice solid throw down the middle.
Connects with pins 1 and 3, leaving just 7 down there.
And here comes Terran, hoping to get a third strike here. He has yet to miss in this game.
Let's see if he can do it. Connects on the right-hand side.
And there
Another
it is.
strike for a turkey.
That is a turkey for Terran, just after Thanksgiving here.
Turkey for Terran. Camden
November
sets up.
29.
He's got a nice light, subtle spin. Just barely missing on the left-hand side. Pin 4.
Yeah. Sometimes these players, they try out new types of throws. Some of them like to stick to what they know. Some of them like to mix it up a little bit.
Sometimes risks pay off, man.
Yeah.
Alden sets up, releases. Connecting on the right side of pin 1, leaving just pin 5 down there. Haley's getting ready.
sure if there's like the middle finger sometimes.
Haley connecting with the right-hand side of the pins, connecting on pin 6 and 10 and 9 there.
And you can see there that's off the clock, you know, chatting while they
Alden
wait to throw.
Connects with that center pin 5.
It's a spare for Alden. Second spare this game.
Haley throwing, connecting on the left-hand side there, leaving just a small group in the center.
And we are now at a 160 to 171, so the game has gotten close again. Off the clock has a small lead, which Sam is throwing for them.
Sam throws, releases, and connects on pin 3.
And that was a crunchy noise of the pins going there. Sometimes just throwing it hard enough, you can knock the pins into the other pins, and you don't have to quite hit the perfect spot.
Parker throws, releases, connects on the right-hand side of pin 1. Sam throws and releases, and just barely misses that group down there.
That's
Parker
a
getting a split.
for Parker. Off the clock in a lead by 2 points right now as Parker and Kenan each get ready to go. Both of these guys have really strong spins and generally are very good.
Parker sets up and throws. Just barely missing on the left-hand side of pin 4 there. Kenan
Ready.
focuses, releases,
Kenan using
Connects,
the 3-finger
right
grip.
hand
Gets
side.
another strike. High-fiving his teammates. You know, sometimes you feel good after a throw and you want to celebrate.
Cole throws and releases, giving it a nice spin, connecting on the left-hand side of pin 1 for a
strike. That was a satisfying strike from Cole. Wasn't even that fast, but it got where it needed to go.
That's what matters the most. Taryn setting up. Can he pull one out of the hat? He can!
Yes, he can.
With a 4th strike.
That is Taryn not missing this game.
Camden sets up, throws, releases, and connects just on pin 3 there, leaving a few left.
And Taryn's score is still technically at 0 because we haven't seen what these strikes add up to. So as soon as he misses a strike, I think off the clock score is going to shoot up by a lot.
Absolutely.
But for now, it's only a 35-point difference, and we're
Alden
here in the
sets
4th
up.
frame.
Connects, right-hand side of 1. For a strike. Camden sets up. Releases with a nice subtle spin, connects on pin 2 there. Just barely missing the other ones. Taking a short break here. All right, Haley sets up.
Haley's coming in. Haley is at 47 points right now. She's been growing pretty strong this game.
Throws, releases, dead center. Connects, center of pin 1 for a strike.
That'll be a strike for Haley. That's her 2nd strike this game. And we have Parker and Sam back at it again.
Parker sets up, approaches, releases, connecting on pin 1, leaving just a few pins up down there. Sam goes, does the same thing. Connects on pin 2.
We have those 3 pins in a row. I think that's 3, 6, and 10, which if you can angle it right. A little too much spin from Parker there.
Sam, just barely on the left-hand side there, missing those pins. This makes me want to get down there and bowl with them.
I know.
All
I
right.
think about 3 throws in, I would be ready to be like, I don't want to be next
After
to
a
these
while,
guys.
it just kills my wrist. All right, Cole sets up,
Cole and Kenan.
giving it a little cradle there. Nice
Using
spin.
the same 2-hand spinning technique that Parker's been using.
Cannon sets up.
And I'm always impressed by how much speed they can get out of that throw.
Cannon connecting on the right-hand side of pin
Another
1.
strike, and that is a turkey for Kenan. matching his teammate. Yeah, Kenan and Taryn have been hitting, and Parker have all been hitting these very consistent. You know, they have their throws down to a science.
Absolutely. Cole connecting for a spare there. All right. Taryn sets up.
All right, can he get a 5th strike? He is totally cool under the pressure.
And connects.
Not quite a
just
strike.
leaving a few pins.
And when I say pressure, I mean this is the intramural, so everyone here is competing for a t-shirt, but it's still fun.
All fun and games. Camden connects, leaving just one pin down there. Taryn sets up. Let's see if he can finish.
He's the spare. Not quite. And
4
now,
strikes in a row. That's still pretty good.
and now we can see what his personal score was at after all those strikes. He is at 113 after hitting those 4 strikes in a row, and then a nice 8 points just now.
Camden just finishing there, missing on the left-hand side of the pins.
Off the clock is up again by a 47-point lead, and they actually had a pretty major upset earlier in the qualifiers. They beat the favored team, Bouncing Balls, who had been previously undefeated in these bowling tournaments. So off the clock has they have some fire under them, put it that way.
Haley goes, releases.
Yeah, and they've been, you know, we're here in week 10, but these guys have all been bowling since the start of the term, and so that's how you can see that some of these players have gotten their throws
Alden goes,
completely down.
just barely misses those pins down there. Haley sets up, releases,
Nice little bounce there.
just barely missing on the right-hand side of those pins.
Here comes Parker and Sam. Sam, sometimes he's a little angled, so we'll see how he does here. That was nice and straight on.
Next on the right-hand side of pin 1
That's
for a strike.
for Sam. You know, and sometimes that's all you need is one nice throw, and it'll just completely turn around your mental state. And
That's all it takes.
you know,
Parker
momentum is really big in this.
sets up, connects on the right-hand side of pin 1 for a
Strike.
nice.
There's another strike from Parker. That's his 2nd strike this game, and he is sitting at 63 points. His team, PGA, is still behind, but there's time. They could catch him.
Kenan sets up. Connects on the right-hand side of pin 1, leaving a brutal split down there.
Yeah, he's looking at his team like, what am I going to do with this?
Yikes.
But if he can get the spin with these splits, really the only you got to either spin it or get the pins to hit the other pins.
Looks like lane 5 is having a technical difficulty right now. They just needed a break 2.
Yeah, someone is.
Kenan steps up, releases, knocking the 2 left pins 4 and 7 there,
Yeah.
leaving
He's high-fiving his teams. Yep,
Pin
you
9
got to
on
make
there.
the most of. Got to
We
make the
are-
most of your situation here. Looks like someone's heading back there to fix lane 5 as off the clock continues to play.
Taryn is gonna get warmed up here. He's gonna take it nice and easy, making sure he's ready for this. Sets up, releases,
That was a hard spin there.
connecting on what appears to be the center of pin 1, leaving 2 pins up and down there. Taryn taking his nice and sweet time while they repair lane 5, sets up again.
Taryn's using 3 fingers, all 3 fingers with the bowling ball there. Hits the spare. And it looks like lane 5 is back up and running. So Cole's gonna get ready to go here.
Looks like they're just Taking a second, taking a breather here.
Cole is drying his hands off with the little air jet that they have at the edge of the bowling ball holder.
Cole sets up.
And he looks like he's gonna go for a spin here, the way he's holding it. Seems to be.
Gets ready, releases. Connects on the right-hand side of pin 1, leaving just pin 2 down there.
That was Cole with the 2-finger bowling ball throw. Different style. It seems like everyone has a type of throw that they prefer. Probably because they've practiced enough that it's just second nature at this point.
Cole sets up again. He's got pin 4, or excuse me, pin 2 down there. Throws, releases, and connects.
And that's the spare for Cole.
4 spare.
That is Cole's 4th spare this game. So he is good at, you know, making it back in the second throw. Picking up the spare. Yeah.
Camden throws. Connects on pin 3 there, leaving a small bunch.
It seems like Off the Clock is waiting for PGA to catch up since they were delayed a little bit by that technical difficulty. But
Alden sets up. Camden setting up as well. Going to throw, releases. Connects.
that's the spare for Camden.
With
He
the spare.
turns and shrugs like he's confused as to what happened.
Alden sets up and throws, connects on pin 3 there, leaving 2 pins up.
And it seems like PGA is actually using both lanes here so they can go at the same time to catch up. We're on our 7th frame here as Haley goes up to throw.
Connects on pin 3 down there. Alden sets up, throws.
Deep spin.
Ooh.
Almost landed it.
Almost. Haley setting up.
It's a little off.
A little too off. No worries.
Still, Haley's been getting, you know, 7s and 8s in pretty much every frame here. And that adds up, even if you don't get the strike.
Absolutely. Sam taking his turn, connecting on dead center pin 1.
That's another strike for Sam. It seems like he has really got into his stride here.
Parker getting ready. Releases with a nice subtle spin. Connects on pin 1 there. Leaving
That
just
is a very common, like, second frame for Parker is those last either 4 and 7 or
he likes to leave
6
those.
and 10. Always has those 2 left in the corner.
Cannon sets up, throws, and connects on the left-hand or right-hand side of pin
And that
1.
is a 4th strike for Kennan, and we are at 395 to 331 with Off the Clock in a 64-point lead.
Parker throws, connects down there.
That's a spare for Parker.
Cole and now Taryn are up. Taryn sits at 113. Cole sits at a 76.
Taryn always takes a second to center himself before he throws.
Measures the lay of the land. Connects, throws,
Deep spin.
deep spin. Leaves a few of them up.
Walks back. He's talking to his teammates. Here comes Cole.
Cole gets ready to throw, releases, connecting on the right-hand side of pin 1, leaving a few pins down there. Looks to be pin 4 and 7.
Yep, and those 2 4 and 7, that is the classic, like, 2 remaining pins if you go for a spin, as Taryn just did.
Taryn leaving pin 5 down there.
And Off the Clock is just past 400 in their total score, with Cannon and Taryn each over 100.
Cole just barely misses pin 4 there, connecting on pin 7.
Might have spun a little too spinny of a spin there, but it's hard to gauge.
Camden and Alden setting up. Alden's getting ready to release.
Looks like VGA is gonna double up here in order to catch up to off the clock. And by catching up, I don't mean in score, I mean literally in how many frames they've bowled because of that delay earlier.
Camden.
Nice split there. We'll see how he tries to hit it. Camden, not as much one for the spins, so we'll see how he tries to hit this spare. Alden, on the other hand, loved the spin, maybe a little too much.
Camden setting up here. Focusing. Knock.
Straight on, which is hard to get splits when you throw straight. Yeah. Here comes Daly.
Sets
Another
up.
Straight thrower.
Releases. Just to the right-hand side of pin 1. Looks to be leaving pin 5 and 10 down there.
Another split from a straight thrower.
Parker sets up, releases. Right-hand side, connecting
and another
on 1.
split. We're getting all kinds of splits here, and I'm sure these players are starting to feel the pressure, especially VGA, as this might be the last game, unless they can catch up. We're playing a best 2 out of 3 here. And currently off the clock, who has won the first game, is leading by 28 points.
Although I will say, VGA has kind of closed the gap a little bit.
They have been.
Yeah.
And you know, Parker, Alden, Cole, all these guys are, you know, everyone's playing really strong.
Absolutely.
Here comes Sam trying to get a turkey.
Sam connecting on pin 3 down there, leaving just a small bunch in the middle.
If you just heard celebrating, don't worry, that was not either of these teams. That was just some other people who are also here.
Having a great time.
Everyone has a great time bowling. It's just a fun activity to do.
Absolutely.
Which is probably why these two teams have both, you know, spent so much time doing it. It's just fun. You know, that dopamine hit when you get a strike is really something special.
Absolutely. Cole connecting down there on the left-hand side of the pins, leaving a few of them up. Cannon ready to take his turn.
We are on our 8th frame here, and off the clock is up by 43 points with the scores of 399 to 442 between their two teams total. So we don't have a game left to play here. But we'll see if Fiji can catch up.
Cannon nailing another strike.
Cannon is not making it easy for VGA to catch up here.
Just when they thought they almost had him, Cannon throws a strike. Cole sets up.
Strong throw, a little too much spin. It can be hard sometimes with these. When you throw fast, you can lose your balance sometimes.
After so many throws, you just kind of get tired.
Yeah, that too, and I'm sure fatigue is something these players all are very familiar with.
Absolutely. Oh,
another strike for Taryn. That is
Taryn just barely getting that strike. Looks like Camden throws down there, connects, leaving 2 pins.
Nice little split there.
Yeah.
That looks like 8 and 10.
I would say so.
And once again, VGA is going to double up in order to catch up. Maybe they're just going slower, taking their time. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes going slow gets you better results.
Alden sets up, throws, connects on the right-hand side of pin 1, leaving just pin 5.
Pin 5, the most, I'm trying to find the right word here.
Camden sets up, throws, a little too much on the left-hand side there. You'd think pin 5 would be kind of an easy pin to hit, but
no, I think obstinate is the right word for pin 5. Pin 5 just does not want to make your life easy.
It's almost like a mindset. Like once you go to set up, it's just right there in the center, but hitting that center shot is a lot of the times really difficult.
Yeah, that being said, Alden knocked it out nice and clean, got the spare.
Absolutely. Haley throwing, connecting on pin 1, leaving a few pins down there.
And we are on frame 9 here. Off the Clock has actually increased their lead a little bit thanks to strikes from Kenan and Taryn.
And Sam, I think, too.
Yeah, and Sam hitting those 2 strikes in a row.
Yeah. Parker connecting on pin 1.
Parker's got those 3 pins left.
Haley's up. Just barely connecting with the pin in the back.
I think that's pin 5.
I think that was pin 9.
Yeah.
Not too
Either
sure.
way.
Parker sits up. Can he hit these last few pins?
Spins it to the left this time, or to the right, I should say.
Just a little too much.
Here comes Sam for his 9th frame.
Sam sets up.
Sam always throws it nice and hard. As long as it aims, it can really get a nice solid strike.
Leaving a small bunch there.
And Off the Clock is up by 64 points here, with VJ has a little under 2 frames left to catch up, but you never know. You know, if you get a strike at the end.
Sam just barely missing on the right-hand side of those pins.
Here comes Cole with
Cole.
the 2-finger throw.
Giving it a nice spin. Beautiful spin.
That's another split. We've been getting a lot of splits here. You can see
splits
PGA
on a Monday.
Splits on a Monday. You can see PGA was shaking their fists at that split. They're not happy about what these pins are doing.
Connecting on the right-hand side of pin 1 and pin 3, leaving just pin, I'd say 2 down there.
Almost a strike. And Kenan here has hit 5 strikes this game, which is more than half of the times he's thrown.
Cole connecting, nailing just 1 pin there. That split was brutal.
Brutal split for Cole.
Brutal splits on Mondays.
Yeah. It was just, you know.
Kenan, can he do it? He
almost. Kenan didn't even watch it. He just turned around, went back to his team.
Sometimes you just have a feeling. As soon as you let go of that ball, you're just.
Yeah, and once you throw it, it's just it's out of your hands, literally. You just.
It's in the lane's hands now. Camden sets up, throws, releases, connects on the right-hand side of pin 1, leaving a solid bunch.
A little bit of spin on that one, just a little bit, enough to offset his throw.
Taryn coming in here. Ooh, leaving just pin.
That was nice and crunchy.
8.
Not quite a strike though.
Camden setting it up. A little too much on the left-hand side there.
And as we come into our 10th frame, Off the Clock is up by 93 points. They have really increased their lead.
Taryn just barely missing that last pin there on the left-hand side. Teams are kind of absorbing the last round here. Alden sets up, slow setup. Alden sets up.
Alden.
Connects on the center pin down there. Haley sets up as well.
For her last throw, can she get the strike? Nearly.
See if they can finish it up with a spare and attempt a last strike.
And at this point, it is really looking like Off the Clock has this, but VGA is still going to try their best. At the end of the day, that's all you can do. Just try your best.
Connects on that center pin down there.
And that's a spare for Haley.
Finishing it for a spare, giving her one more attempt at a strike.
Haley.
Alden connecting. Ooh. Connecting on those last 3 pins down there.
And that was a really hard one to hit.
Absolutely.
That split. Here comes Haley for her bonus throw.
Releases down the center. Connecting on the center of pin 1, leaving 2 pins down there.
That's a strong showing from Haley, coming in at 114 at the end here.
Alden finishing at 136.
Here comes Sam, getting his stance ready.
Sam and Parker.
Here he goes.
Sam, straight down, more on the right-hand side there. Parker
shaking his hands. He wasn't happy with that one.
Still has time. Parker setting up, connecting on the right-hand side of pin 1. leaving just pin 4 down there.
1 pin left. And that was the classic Parker throw right there. A lot of the time it ends in a strike. And there's a spare from Sam.
All right.
He will get one more throw.
Parker. He's got 1 pin down there, pin 4. Just giving him a little glare.
Sam trying to get the strike. Oh.
Just barely.
And he's high-fiving his teammates.
Parker staring down pin 4. Can he do it?
With the spin.
Just barely.
And Parker and Sam will end the game at 125 and 108 respectively.
Kennen thrown down, looking good, connecting on pin 1, leaving just pin 4.
Pin left. Kennen just seems completely unfazed by this. He's just so used to this game at this point.
He is as cool as anyone else out there.
Yeah.
Just
here comes Cole, getting ready to spin to win here.
Cole releases, connects on the right-hand side of pin 1. Oh,
Bruin's been leaving 1 pin left.
Yeah, pin 2 on that one. They've been more so on the left-hand side.
And that's a spare for Kennen.
Kennen can finish up with the spare, giving him a shot.
That is
one
Kennen's
more shot.
3rd spare this game after 5 strikes.
Nothing but spares and strikes. Cole connects with pin 2.
And Cole knew what he had to do there with the spin, and he completely executed on it. Here comes Kennen, getting ready to throw.
Kennen
for his bonus throw.
Connects on the right-hand side.
And that's a strike.
Finishing it with a strike. I think,
Kennen, you know, he finished like he started.
With the spare.
Yeah. I guess I should say he finished like he played in frames 3 through 6 and 7 and 8. Or 3 through 5.
Cole throwing, just barely teetering it on that left gutter. You know, I think Kennen actually finished the last game with over 200 points as well.
Yeah, very strong. And off the clock is up by over 100 points at this point. So really this is just for individual players, just to, you know, end on a high note for themselves personally. Absolutely. And for the team.
Terran sets up, clean approach, nailing pin 1 dead center, leaving just pin 6 down there.
You could feel how close that was to a strike.
Camden center, leaving 5, pin 5.
I think every single person has gotten like just almost just one pin left.
I think so, yeah.
This last frame, or almost all of them have.
Terran sets up, throws just barely to center.
He threw his hands up before it even connected because he knew it just wasn't quite going to hit.
Camden.
Or Camden.
Connecting, giving him a shot. One more shot. The last shot of the night.
There's one more shot to make it up 115. Can he?
Can he do it?
No, I'm just joking. This is really just
connecting.
You know,
just friends.
Yeah, just getting that last shot just to make yourself feel good.
Absolutely.
That's really what it's about. It's just nice and satisfying when you get that extra shot at the end.
Off the clock.
All right, and we can see the teams are all shaking each other's hands after a game, and that is going to be a victory for Off the Clock.
Finishing at
the
$5.99.
$5.99 in the IM bowling tournament. Thank you all for watching, and we've been Amateur Hour.
Have a great night.
Yeah, tune in next term.
Thank you. honest answer, you know.
Okay.
They're very tough questions.
They're like intricate. Okay, we are live. All right. So I'm here with the winners. How do you guys feel about tonight's game?
I guess we feel like pretty good. We didn't think, I don't know, we came in just like kind of a little nervous, just because like they were also like a pretty good team, and just like we just like think like we just gotta come out on top and just like figure it out and go through it.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a close game for most of it until you guys pulled off there in the later half. How'd you guys develop your techniques? You all kind of have a very diverse and wide range of styles.
Well, me and him have been bowling for like a couple years now, so like we kind of got it down, just to, like just feeling it out and just like getting to know the lanes and like adjusting and stuff. But for them, it was like nice to have them like come on our team and just like support and like do their best.
Yeah. And we're all like good friends.
Yeah.
So like,
nice.
we just wanted to come out here and have a good time. So
You guys said
yeah.
a few years. How long have you guys been playing for?
Seniors, so 4 years.
Sorry.
This term.
Oh, this term? Nice. Well, you guys did pretty good. Yeah.
My whole life. My whole life.
All right. Yeah. I think overall, how do you guys think the term went, just in general?
I feel like the turn's going pretty good. You know, we're trying to graduate out here.
Nice.
Just get through it.
All right.
Pass.
Same.
Yeah.
You guys got any after party plans?
Homework.
Sounds about right.
We're responsible. We're responsible people.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys go. Thank you for the quick interview.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
This has been Amateur Hour. My name is Wyatt. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next term.